ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. We had a huge, big, incredible night for the Elimination Chamber and all that. I am not doing our intro as normal because, hey, you know what? I am now corporate. I have now sold out. No longer will you be getting happy-go-lucky babyface walk-ins. No longer will you be getting the man who will give you the little intro of like, oh, there's anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control. No, none of that. I at least have an agenda. It is on a jersey behind me, number 17, coming right at you, because that's right. John Cena has turned heel. Your world champion Watkins has now turned heel, ladies and gentlemen. Forget all the good things. Forget all the bad things. It's all about agendas here. Number 17 coming after you. And I am never alone with these little fun discussions and all that. Nah, I got two guys with me. I guess you could call them guys. There's something around here, you know, whatever. Whatever. We got the legend himself, Legend of Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
Fuck this. How you doing, everyone?
It doesn't matter how you're feeling.
Okay, I got caught there. I didn't expect that one, but hey, there's many things that we didn't catch tonight. We said it. We called it on this past Thursday, grappling with a week episode. We said a prediction. It most likely be CM Punk. If not, our second choice would be John Cena, and he'll be turning heel. He'll be turning corporate. And we said it, and it fucking happened. The visionary was said, and it wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler.
That it was, good sir. And of course, we've got another gentleman here who is a self-proclaimed genius of the mat, known as Drop This Box. Drop, how you doing tonight?
I don't give a shit. But I honestly, the way I look at it now, if I'm being honest, Bash is honestly the most baby face out of all of us. I'm the tweener, and then you're the heel. So I guess it kind of really works out if you think about it, because you got like the face middle part and then the heel, the whole structure of the business. But I mean, outside of that, I am doing good. I mean, I'm gonna come out on a limb and say that this is probably the best Triple H PLE. I don't give a fuck what you guys say, man. I mean, you don't pull stunts like this and say, oh, it's, you know, it was a great show. Like, this is generational, honestly.
This is generational stuff. Like, this is on the levels of Hulk Hogan turning heel. Like, this is on those levels of him joining the NWO. And again, I don't care what any of y'all say, because just about everything on this show tonight was top tier goodness. You know? It was. And it was just like, I was blown away for most of it. I mean, I think there was only one match I kind of really didn't care about, but I think that might be maybe across the board. And I mean, really, I say I don't care about, but it's just like, you know, out of the other three matches that we had, it kind of lower on the totem pole.
Who do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, we're just gonna dive right into it. I mean, the big talking point of all this is freaking John Cena turning heel. But go ahead, Vash. What you got? What you got for us?
Make sure you go.
I just want to say, like,
Vash.
I just want to say before we get into like the whole meat, like this Elimination Chamber going in like 2-3 weeks ago, I had low expectations going in, but then coming out after the sidecast, after reacting, after cooling down, after screaming, seeing he's the heel, he won the Elimination Chamber, and then seeing the reaction, seeing the woman match, the Jade versus Naomi, the potential. We have Bianca going versus Rhea or Io for this Monday. We had a good tag team match. You know, hey, for what it was for like Simon out of the crew and anybody else, we still had Trish Stratus, who's 49 years old, still giving good matches at her age and working well and just having a good time. So this card, even though it was 4 matches and a nice great segment telling story and pushing, this is how you have a good PLE that's about 3 hours and 20 minutes plus more coverage of the press show, being part of the story as well, everything being involved. To me, it's just fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah.
yeah, just everything from the John Cena heel turn, the men's Elimination Chamber match, the unsanctioned match that we get, the women's Elimination Chamber match was excellent too.
Yeah, might be the best one we've got since 2018.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like everything from top to bottom tonight was just top tier. Like not only just wrestling in-ring action, but just storytelling as well, from like little tiny details, like the referee in the unsanctioned match not actually wearing a referee shirt.
Yeah,
you know.
but yeah,
to
wearing like black shirt only.
Yeah, like again, like we'll get into some other stuff here, but
but the production, the lighting of that was beautifully well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but we'll get into all of that when we get into it. Let's start with this whole John Cena heel turn. We're gonna start with that. And I know our notes are a little out of order. That's fine, whatever.
Make sure you go to that timestamp.
I don't care. I'm not changing it right now. We're not changing it. We gotta talk about this John Cena heel turn, because for years, for 20-something plus years, we have been wanting John Cena to turn heel. We have been wanting this man to have some sort of character change, some sort of like difference in himself, to really solidify just John Cena as a whole. And there have been stories about him like burying people and Super Cena's alive, and the whole let's go Cena sucks. Like there have been many countless times for him to turn heel. But I think this final year makes up for it. Makes up for those missed opportunities that he could have turned heel. This was the perfect opportunity to do it for his last run, his last year. That final desperation to get 17. It's not about shaking the hand of number 18. No, it is solidifying his damn career, making him the GOAT of all GOATs, the cream of the crop, the best of all time. And having to sell your soul to The Rock, your former enemy, it's brilliant. It's brilliant work that they did here. Like from the beatdown, from the look that he gave The Rock, like everything about this, like I shit you not. I shit you people not. My very first SmackDown was John Cena with his ruthless aggression thing, and to come from that to I took some time away from wrestling and had to do some research and all that. But going from that to what we got tonight, chef's kiss, beautiful work. Beautiful work. Drop. How do you feel about this heel turn?
I still remember the moment when I was watching it with my family. My mom was getting up because she thought at first like something else was happening. Like she was pretty much on board with like the whole thing that Cody wasn't gonna side with The Rock and everything. But when she saw Cena like turn heel at that moment, her reaction was priceless. Like it's something that I'm gonna remember for years on end. And I love this because I even mentioned to you guys before, if John Cena and Cody Rhodes were to happen, you gotta like spice things up, because otherwise it's just gonna be like a whole glaze fest between both of them. I'm the best of this, I'm the best of that. Now with Cena turning heel, you can play into all of those things that people have said about him over the years. Now you could use those little memes that people say about him burying talent. I mean, honestly, look at what Drew McIntyre said about John Cena last night on SmackDown. How people used to fear him back in 2010, 2011 because of the kind of character he was. Cena can just use it as ammunition, saying, oh, Cody, you here to take my spot? You here to do all this and that? Like, there's just so much to work with. Like, all of the criticism all over the years, Cena pretty much just has it loaded up in a gun, about to shoot every single shot at Cody. And these promo battles are going to be fucking incredible. And just the way that they played it out too, like, I just loved everything about it. Like, this is a generational moment. It's definitely on the level of Hulk Hogan turning heel, like you said. Because nobody in millions of years thought Hulk Hogan was going to turn heel, because he was another moneymaker for the company. Vince relied on him heavily. You look at all the matches back then, Hulk Hogan versus so-and-so. And they tried putting the pin on Brett and a whole bunch of other guys, but it really wasn't moving the needle like Hogan did. But then once he went to WCW and he sided with the NWO, you saw how that changed the whole wrestling space because of that very moment, how much money they were making. This is another thing right here, siding with your enemy. It falls in line, losing a match, losing a whole bunch of fucking matches, saying that what you do now is best for business, winning 17 and all of that. I mean, if you're in this predicament where you're desperate to really get to that spot that you were once at, I mean, why not sell yourself to The Rock? Why not put yourself in this position? Because now it makes a lot of sense if he misses days. He doesn't show up. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He decides who he wants to defend his belt against, because I'm pretty sure he'll get 17 sometime this year. It could happen at Mania. I'm not entirely sure if it will, but it could. If it does, it would make sense. But just going off of like the sort of direction he could do with this, I mean, it's just a moment in history. You got a whole bunch of people fucking talking about it online now that because this is something a lot of people weren't expecting. And the unexpected, the plot twists, the stuff that we see in movies, books, TV shows, video games, etc., so on, it just hits so hard when it's unexpected, and it just gets thrown in your face. And I always live for moments like this, and they did an incredible job. The way Cody played it off at first, where you knew he wasn't going to say anything, but the way that he played it off, and I love that fucking F-bomb. Like, it was just...
fuck yourself.
It was just incredible. It's John hitting him in the nuts, beating the fuck out of him, holding the title, doing this, doing that, dropping the mic at the press conference, not saying a word. It was excellent. What does he need to say? He showed what decision he's making moving forward. He doesn't really have to say anything. That's the whole point of the build-up to WrestleMania now, and this is going to be exciting. Like, we were talking before that the WrestleMania build felt a little lackluster. It felt like it was missing. I don't feel that now.
And plus Triple H said a comment about that. He said, hey, feel the road to WrestleMania? Everyone commented, yeah. I'm like, I thought so. He literally was pointed out because of IWC literally commenting about that.
Yeah.
We're smart. And the best part too. Yeah. But like the best part too is, like, you say that, and like you say, oh, the road to WrestleMania is now finally kicking in, and it's like, it's not just the John and Cody stuff either. Like, we got a ton of setup for other matches too, other matches that like we heard were gonna happen, and again, the IWC is just like, oh, we don't want to see that. Drew McIntyre deserves better. I'm just like, nah, man, let it cook, let it build, let it do something, and now look at what we got in multiple areas.
I just thought of something. When this man gets put into all of this now, the OTC,
Roman Reigns.
Oh my god, dude!
And how is this gonna? We still have the favor. We still have CM Punk to react to all this. Steph, even during the match, said while he was getting choked out, CM Punk getting choked out by John Cena. We heard Steph literally saying, "Die." They're like, "Go die, go to sleep."
It's like the thing I like about that. The reason why I gave a little shout out to Roman is this even plays into like Roman and Rock down the line. This even turns to the point where it's like you're backstabbing family now. You're working with somebody that I had fucking issues with in the past when it came to Reigns and Cena. Like we talked about before in the show. It's not just the whole Cody and Roman thing. I mean, the Cody and Cena thing. That's affecting people on different levels. Like, they're all connected to one thing in the middle.
Yeah.
It's almost like that meme with like a little diagram that you saw where you see the guy right here and it's like a whole bunch of scribbles and shit. That's literally what's going on right now.
But look, this John Cena heel turn, it literally, for those that already came here to hear our thoughts, we appreciate everyone coming through. Event that you saw me, Bonnie, and Watkins' reaction from the sidecast online. And that was pure genuine because we knew, we saw, we thought, we predicted it was happening. But to actually see it happening and get kicked in the nuts, his face turn, The Rock does this, like, finish it, like, do what I say, my soldier. I command and you listen, and he commanded and he did it, and he didn't stop. Travis Scott even dropped he sent us that the poster they posted for the Elimination Chamber. It was John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott there. That's literally a spoiler to tell us that in the visuals, like it's starting to feel like The Rock is trying to put on the map the WWE is like fucking Marvel. And like they're trying to have hints now in the fucking posters before the PLE comes out, and that's what it feels like. And I'm starting to see it from Michael Cole's perspective. That is a storytelling. That's why they got bought by Netflix for the rights to show them that they're a storyteller. TV programming, telling them a cinematic story. That they're wrestlers, they're entertainers, but at heart, there are storytellers, and that's what Triple H has been telling us, that they're playing in the long game. Has it been a slow build? Yes, but they're in the fucking long game. Talk to me, Drop.
No, like, and that's the funny thing about it. It's like it's in your face, too. It's because when I saw that poster on Friday where it showed Travis Scott, The Rock, and Cena, I showed Billy at work. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a pretty cool poster. I looked at it as nothing. I looked at it as promotional poster. I look at it now, holy fucking shit. Was that foreshadowing or not? And then you just look
that's Oda level foreshadowing right there.
Yeah,
it's Oda level.
It's like it's like right in your face too, and like and the other thing I like about this that I've noticed is that ever since The Rock came back, he's been giving us the best storytelling, and I really hope he sees this. If he stumbles across this, I highly doubt he will. But if this happens to go viral or whatever. Like, ever since he came back last year, he's been giving us probably the best moments in recent memory when it comes to WWE. And who do we have to thank for that? Us. You gotta thank us for that, because if it wasn't for the We Want Cody movement, we would have never got this Rock heel turn. We would have never got that. We would have never got that program leading up to this, and we would have never got that John Cena heel turn that we talked about. This all factors into it, because for all we know, Cena probably could have just went on a year, had a lot of dream opponents and shit. Who knows if we would have gotten something like this?
I just realized that we have gotten like everything has happened, as you said, Drop. Everything has happened as a domino effect. Since the start of Cody joining the company, everything has fallen into a long game of a chess piece. Even The Rock joining the board, and then after the We Want Cody champs, Cody winning, finishing the story. But the story just begun. Not everything has been trying to capture the soul. Even him now, we have John Cena turn heel. First time ever. And it's all thanks to The Rock and Cody because of their storyline. Everything has been progressing to.
Yeah, and who knows what other people this is going to factor into down the line this year and years to come. I mean, it's just a crazy thing to think about. And it's like, now that I look at it, you know, the way that Rock was saying when he came out on NXT, he's like, I'm 20 steps ahead. You know, this is a long game. Look at it now, when he came out on that Netflix premiere, it kind of looked like he was really manipulating Cody, getting into his head, like he was trying to bribe him with all these gifts and stuff. Ever since they first came in contact with each other earlier this year, and then looking at where things are, that was pretty much a part of the plan and the way that it led up to this. Because I mean, you got to call yourself stupid. You really thought Rock was like, wait, really? You're not gonna side with me? Like, obviously he knew that was the answer, and I like how they played that out. Because even when I was watching this, I was like, Cena's still there. He could have left. You could have had them have their moment. He was still there. It didn't catch me until that hug. And I'm like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, that hug. That, like, as soon as Cena like gave that big like glare to Rock, at first, like there was a slight thought in my head, like, okay, he's glaring down the Rock, being like, yeah, I told you so, bitch. Like, kind of one-upping him, being like, yeah, always hustle, loyalty, respect. But then I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not the look for that. Like, it was one of those like split-second thoughts that's like, oh yeah, this is Cena, you know, again, sticking it to the Rock. Wait a minute, no, it's not. And at that moment was like the whole, when it cuts to the camera of Rock going like 2-1, like that, I'm like, oh wait, it's happening, it's going on, let's go. Now, I'm sure, I am almost 110% sure that there are people out there that are like, oh, why is Cena turning heel? Why does this make sense? Like, why does this make sense to all you people? Here's the thing. Cena, with his history of how good and proper he is, or even the times where like he wasn't being Super Cena, he could play upon all that history very well. You literally have Wade Barrett on commentary over on SmackDown. And so Cena goes on SmackDown, you can easily play upon the fact that he basically buried the Nexus. Oh, what happened to you and your boys? Look at you right now. You're behind the desk, and I'm about to win number 17. You can't do anything to stop me. Nobody can. And like, there's a plethora of people that he can continue to go down that route with. He can go to the Miz and be like, yeah, you only beat me because of The Rock. Look what happened to your career after all of that. After you dropped the title fight, like he can. A heel Cena at this point in his career can really do some great work on the promos and like really do some great, just like I'm tantalized by what the possibilities can be for this heel Cena run, and it's got me really excited, not just for Mania, but even beyond that, because like. Yeah, oh my gosh, my mind is just so twisted, so like tornadoed right now at the fact of this heel turn, and it's so freaking good and something that we really needed from somebody like John Cena, because like this is Superman turning bad. This is evil Superman. This is like if freaking Luffy turned bad. It's like if Naruto turned bad. If Ichigo succumbed to his hollow form. It's Goku Black. It is Goku Black here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And it's so freaking good. Like
it's just... If I may jump in, Watkins, to me, just seeing this as a childhood hero, like, if for anybody have not seen the Batman, the animated series, what Watkins said, that Superman turned evil at the end because he was controlled by the starfish. Just seeing the guy that you grew up with after many years being the good guy, protecting everyone, then finally turned bad, or even joining Lex Luthor, like seeing the guy that is the Boy Scout. Even I forgot a wrestling Twitter account, they posted the Captain America scene of the comic saying Hail Hydra. That's what a lot of people during the timeline when that comic came out, I think back in 2019, 2018, everyone was throwing attention like, oh my god, Captain America is Hail Hydra when he's supposed to be the good guy. He's supposed to be with America. He's supposed to be all about the freedom, but he's turning evil. That's what John Cena did. Yeah. And it shocked everyone. And it works because this is his farewell tour. How can he not be representing every Mondays and Fridays, being on the side of The Rock? He doesn't have to show up on every show. He literally has the golden ticket now. He doesn't have to show up because he is working under The Rock. He has it simple. You know, it's an easy access.
You know what the funny thing about this? I saw something from Sap saying right after this scene was heading to Africa to continue filming. Like that just fits. That just fits.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
He literally went back to filming and acted like, yo, I'm back to work.
It fits the corporate.
Yeah.
The Rock has done it before. The Rock has done it before. Like, hey, Cody, I will see you on Mania. I don't got to show face. If anything, my boss will show face for me.
Yeah. I mean, I do expect him to be a part of that European tour, but
I mean, I think his dates are in the European tour. Like, I think it's been announced that he is part of it, so he'll at least be part of that. So
great.
To the chat, I know this is not for right before the Elimination Chamber happened. Chat, remember how John Cena has been known to do all the Make-A-Wish and his, like the number one out of all these years? He still did a Make-A-Wish foundation, and it's just funny that after the night he turned heel. I'm curious to see if he's going to complete any more by WrestleMania, and how are they ever going to show some behind the scenes of those clips, because sometimes they do. So I'm curious to see if that happens, because it'll be interesting in the aspect how the guy that's been face for so long has turned heel now. So I wonder how is that character going to be seen now?
Dude, I'm honestly curious how these Chris Van Vliet's interviews are gonna go now because Chris has been saying he's been wanting to get John Cena on these podcasts, man. Imagine he invites him, he just fucking walks out.
Bro, what's funny? Chris actually did an interview last year when John Cena was doing the press tour for the movie of Ricky Stank or something like that. I forgot the movie that came out on Amazon Prime.
Ricky or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
That's it.
Ricky Stanisky. And it's funny how John, during that interview, Chris asked him about the heel turn, and the John Cena's broken down in a way. I think I posted the tweet actually in the Elimination Chamber thread. So it's just pretty funny how a year later, because that interview was literally last year in January. So it's funny how a year later, after the interview about the heel turn, about John Cena is being discussed now and it's happening. That's insane. It's like just perfect timing. Like how everything aligns in a domino effect.
Yep.
Oh man. It's just crazy that we live in this. We live in a society.
That's another thing. Like all three of us are just witness history. Like I wasn't alive when those certain things happened with like the Austin thing. Actually, I don't know. I might have been like a little baby or something, but it's like all that stuff that happened in like the early 90s or whatever. Because I'm at 1997. That's when I was born. So it's like the fact that the fact that we were able to witness history right here, not just some random moment, but a generational moment. That's just crazy to think about. We just witnessed that all together.
Yeah, like the only thing I can think of, at least for me, because when I started like getting into wrestling when I was younger, one of the biggest feuds for me was Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Like it was a big blood feud when Triple H turned on Michaels and all that stuff happened, and then you turn around like what was it? It was like 2006 or something, or maybe no, it was 2006 when they came back together and made DX.
I just thought of something. What if Austin gets part of this story?
See, I thought about that too. Like, what if he gets involved?
Yeah, because he's
like a year later.
Because he's been talking about how like WrestleMania is in Vegas, and he's not that far away from Vegas too, so he could easily make the trip. That's just pretty crazy.
The only thing though, because when did he get his surgery? Because wasn't he supposed to get surgery at some point soon?
I know he got it like 3 months ago. Man, I would assume
so
if anything, you'd probably get. I don't know, but all I know, he can't do this by himself. He needs somebody. That's the other interesting part. Nobody wants to fuck with him outside of Randy, and Randy's busy. Yeah.
Randy's got KO right now. I mean. Maybe Sami can't. I mean, he was basically taken out by KO tonight.
Yeah.
Jay maybe, but even then, it's just
he's
like
busy
Jay's with Gunther.
That's the funny thing.
He can't. He can't really call on Roman because Roman's going to be too obsessed with Seth.
He'll get Ted DiBiase out of jail to help him.
That will be crazy. He got Ted DiBiase out. I mean, the only other person, I mean, it could be Stone Cold if he's able to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, if a crazy shout, like I don't think this would happen, or how big of a pop this would get from people, especially for Mania.
Yeah.
If he's able to get Dustin for that night,
oh yeah.
I mean, that's at least his brother. That will be something. But like,
I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, Cody doesn't really have anybody to call on.
Yeah, because you would think, because realistically, you would think, Randy and Jay would be there, but they have feuds that they need to focus on heading into Mania. You got a blood feud between Randy and KO. Jay's chasing his chance at holding a world title for the first time, so he already has Gunther on his hands. So it's like, and the chain's already broken with KO. Obviously, that's never going to be a thing again. Years down the line, maybe. And then Sami's also taken out. So it's like, what's going on? And I highly doubt Punk's getting involved too, because I know. Once we dive into the chamber a little bit later, I definitely feel like that triple threat is happening. because I can't really see like that certain part that we'll talk about later playing out, and then Punk's like, "Hey, Cody, what's up?" Obviously, he'll make a comment on it, but I don't know. This is fucking crazy, man. Like, see, Cody's pinned against a wall, and it would be pretty fucking. I mean, if he went in there to war for himself, that'd be pretty fucking crazy. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like How does he get around this?
Yeah,
because he has no one.
Yeah,
and honestly, it's kind of his own fault.
Yeah,
like in a way, because
I mean, think about it. Yeah,
he was so fixed. Yeah, because like he was so fixated on keeping his title. He's so fixated on having his story finished, blah, 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 all that shit. Like he burnt some bridges and all that. I mean,
yeah.
I guess it may also depend on what happens with like the bloodline stuff too. Because I mean, as much as people want to say, "Oh, bloodline vortex," blah blah blah, but like if Rock ends up having like. If he ends up forming that kind of faction that kind of back up John, I mean, who's to say he can't rein in Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga? I mean, again, they're probably doing their own things right now, but like, who's to say Rock can't do that? I mean, he is the freaking Rock.
Yeah, I would have said Roman if he wasn't going to be involved in this Seth and Punk thing.
Yeah, like I can't think of anybody that could. I mean. No.
Oh my god. Dude,
I mean, if legal things weren't an issue, the only other person would be Brock. Yeah. But I mean, again, legal shit is going on, and it also depends on if Brock wants to work or not. But I mean, at this point in time, he can't really. And I mean, I feel kind of bad saying that because of the allegations and all that. But it's like. Who else could Cody call upon besides like Stone Cold or anything? And again, that just depends on if Stone Cold can even do WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like he's pinned against the wall. Really, you got The Rock, you got John Cena, you got Travis Scott. Maybe Cody needs to take. Maybe Cody needs to get Eminem's number or some shit. You got Eminem, 50 Cent.
Oh God.
You could have Dre bring in Ice Cube and all of them. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Like, I mean, I'm still trying to sit here and think who could he? Because like, there's really nobody.
Yeah, and it's like the people you would think they're caught up in something else. You got our Truth trolling online. Randy's like, John Cena sucks. Our Truth's like, we can't jump to conclusions. Oh my god! Like this fucking. Oh man, this is gonna be a wild ride. Treasure. Like this is something that we definitely needed, and I love it. Like this is a moment in time. I'm glad we were all able to experience together. Have Cena go out with a bang. Give us something that we would have never saw from Cena, because it's like I mentioned earlier. It would have been one of those things where it's like this year could have just been a whole bunch of dream ramp matches with Cena, but they decided to go down a different direction and turn him heel, which is something that the fans wanted for years, and I feel like that's very fitting for his final year.
Yeah, and I'm because we could sit here all night to speculate what we could go on. I think we've kind of. Oh my god, Monday's gonna be must watch. For it, whether John's on there. Well, you just said he's going back to Africa, so he won't be on there unless he does like a video thing or anything. But like, Monday and next Friday are gonna be must watch and all that. But like, I'm actually gonna take this moment as a good kind of segue as we talk about the actual like matches and all that going on, because like our main event was the men's elimination chamber match, and the greatest part about this is this video package that happened beforehand, because they're using like this whole 7 deadly sins thing where it's like, okay, these 6 men are, and I like how they use like the 7th sin for what they're vying for, which is lust. Like they're lusting to get that WrestleMania main event and all that. So that's great. That's awesome. But like this also ties into like partially why John turned in the first place. His pride.
Yeah.
Like, he is such a prideful man that it's all about his legacy, and that is what his pride is that number 17. That's why he's sold out. And you can, I mean, shout out of Dark too, this could all also be leading towards like the end goal could be Cena turning back face, realizing what he did and gaining that pride back in, you know, what he's done in this past year. Like, we could spin the story that way later on in this year, but that's later on down the year when we see like what the story goes on to. But like, yeah, John being the pride, yes, that is perfect for him. Sloth with Logan Paul, yes, because, you know, he's saying that he's full-time now, but he's really not. He's still part-time and all that, and he still thinks he's tough shit, but he's really not. We have Damian Priest with Wrath because of how he lost the title and his story going forward with like Finn Balor and trying to get back to the top. I mentioned John Cena with pride, greed with Drew McIntyre. He's so greedy. He wants that world title again. He will do anything he can, and we saw that all last year leading up to that. Like, he is willing to like do what he can to get what he wants because he needs something. Envy with CM Punk is like, he hasn't main evented a WrestleMania. He longs for that. He yearns for it. He needs that because everybody else that he's faced has main evented WrestleMania. People like Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, they've all main evented WrestleMania. All people that he beat, and yes, he still has not main evented the grand showcase of the Immortals. And then, of course, gluttony with Seth, because like Seth has been there. He's won these championships. He's won like main event after main event after main event, and he just wants more. He's just that hungry to keep getting that. I loved this video package.
Yeah, me too. It was very well put together, and like you broke down, this is what I love about professional wrestling. Not only just wrestling, but just about storytelling as a whole. Is the whole messages behind this, because casuals, not saying there's anything wrong with being one, but they might have just glossed over this and be like, okay, that's cool, but the fact that you were able to break down and show that there's a deeper meaning behind this, showing the history of the road that these guys went down, I really appreciated that. I really appreciated the character, the overall story arcs that a lot of these individuals went on. So, you know, people like us that watch their careers from the very beginning to see where they are now, we can understand why they have these titles that was put together within that video package. But this chamber match, I'm gonna tell you that this was fucking great. Oh my god, man.
Oh my god, yes.
I honestly, I'll come out and say this might have been the most stacked chamber I've seen in like recent memory. A lot of big names in here.
Oh yeah, no, and like that's the thing. It's just like usually when we say that, sometimes, you know, they don't live fully up to expectations and all that. No, this met and kind of exceeded some of those expectations as well. Oh, yeah. Now I kind of feel bad because like on our on our sidecast with it, we were kind of in a laughing fit at the beginning of this. Vash, do you remember why we were in like a laughing fit? I can't for the life of me recall what we were on at that
Last
point.
Legend. I think it was Last Legend. That commentary.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We were because there was something with like Vonnie getting Vash's name wrong or something, and I was just like, yeah, Ash, and then Bash, Cash is here, and Dash, like things like that. But well, y'all will see the clips later on for that. But it's like, yeah, this really met and exceeded a lot of expectations, from like starting with Seth and Drew, with Punk being the last person out and everything, and even like the early eliminations we had of Drew and Priest too. Like those were done so well. Oh man, it was just a really good, and it was brutal too. From like some of the, I mean, the earliest spot I can think of is Drew with Seth, like how he has them going up like right on the bottom turnbuckle, like right where that spring is. Oh, it was sick. And then like John Cena doing the going through the pod moment. Man, it was just filled with a lot of spots. But Vash, I want you to talk to us. We haven't heard from you in quite a while. What were your thoughts on this Elimination Chamber match?
If you guys want to see our reaction, you guys go see on social media because I'm posting right now of the one of John Cena turns heel. I was gonna also post the one of Watkins crashing out as well, but I felt like if you guys want to check that, go on Twitch because he crashed out as well because of technology. So if you guys want to go check that one,
no, literally, John was beating down Cody, and my iPad decided to, I'm just gonna fuck off with everything. And I'm just like, are you serious? You were fine for all of the night.
Damn,
and then you choose. It did.
Oh, no.
It
he threw to the couch.
I threw to the couch. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I was gonna post a whole 3-minute clip or like 3 minutes to 20 seconds of the crash out of John Cena, but I'm only posting 2 minutes. If everyone wants to go see more, you know, go check out the Twitch VOD. Is there? It's hilarious though. But this Elimination Chamber was stacked. I love what Watkins said, beautifully well said of everyone. Also, I wrote it down in the document. Everyone having their own, you know, of the 7 deadly sins. We had Lust being WrestleMania as the sin. That was interesting. Like WrestleMania is what everyone's craving for. That was really dope to see. To see Damian Priest eliminating Drew was fucking amazing. Just to see the roll up, and I saw the tweet that I saw the tweet that Drew McIntyre put. He's like, what was it exactly? I want to see the exact word. With Cena is a hypocrite, Travis Scott is existing, and another roll-up. I'm a sad man. Write whatever you want about me. I felt that for Drew. I know this man was disappointed. This man was mad, but I love how he's using his account as a joke, as a comedy, and using it as part of the story for the fans to, you know, rile up. So that just brings more entertainment value to it. The stock. For Logan Paul, I wish everyone had a chance to just like attack him all at once. That would have been amazing. And it did. John Cena came out. He gave everyone the attitude adjustment. He gave everyone the clothesline or like the little
got those 2K
the little super Cena
loaded up.
Yep, he did. I really love that. Seth freaking Rollins to crash out on fucking CM Punk after he got pinned by him by getting the GTS and the attitude adjustment back to back, and then get pinned by CM Punk. And then once we all thought this man left the arena. He's like, nah. Everyone in the crowd was probably like, yo, he still hasn't left. But nah, this man did the curb stomp, and then fucking John Cena was apologizing. I'm sorry. He took advantage to it and just apologizing, knowing that I'm gonna still betray Cody, but I'm apologizing to you, CM Punk, and knowing that last week or 2 weeks ago, CM Punk said that if I'm gonna betray you right in front of you. And guess what? He wasn't talking about CM Punk himself. He was talking about John Cena. He betrayed him about kicking him in the nuts. So I love the storytelling. Everything has been well built. Has it been slow? Yes. But once everything has led up to, once all the marbles got on the table, you saw the bigger picture. And I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was, and then like to go with like Seth's crash out with Punk. I loved Punk selling after he got hit with that stomp, like just kind of laying on the bottom rope like he did, just almost like a rag doll in a way. And correct me, because like I think it was you, Vash, that pointed it out. Didn't Cena like mouth or yell "I'm sorry"?
Yep.
When he put him in the STF, and also a good way for Punk to go out too, like because again he didn't tap out or anything, but instead he went to sleep. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly, he went to sleep. And also Seth scared me. Die while he was getting choked out to sleep.
Yeah, just like Seth's facial expressions throughout all of that. Like those three cooked at the latter half of this match. Like it was some really good stuff from all three men involved. And I mean even before then too, with like Logan's super frog splash and all that onto Damian Priest after Drew had screwed over Damian Priest. So like again, like with the whole
everyone going against each other.
Yeah, well, like that's the thing. It's just like, and I think Vonnie had said this during the sidecast too. He kind of wished that Drew crashed out a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think I understand why he kind of didn't, at least right yet. But again, like everybody online, when they first heard, oh, Drew versus Damian Priest, oh, Drew deserves better than that. No, guys, like this is one of those things where it's just like, okay, first of all, you hear a rumor on the internet, great, take it with a grain of salt, wait to see what happens, and then like now that we've got like some of the setup with it, which the setup was always there with it, with Damian Priest, eliminating Drew in a cheeky roll up like he did, but like again, Drew pretty much cost Priest this match as well, because like if it wasn't for the Claymore, Logan Paul wouldn't have hit that super frog splash on him and eliminated him and everything. So this gives them both reason to fight each other at Mania, because again, like we kind of didn't get a good conclusive moment for them, because what was it like? It wasn't Money in the Bank, it was Clash at the Castle, because again CM Punk got involved and they want to say, oh yeah, you were obsessed with CM Punk. It's like, yeah, he was, because Punk ran out there with a damn referee shirt and kind of screwed him over and all that, so I mean, I don't know who would go over in that match either, but like that's the whole story for a whole other day.
I say something
but
funny,
like
Vash.
What was that?
I'll send it to you too, and
oh, perfect.
It's you'll get a good laugh. Actually, I'll send it as I'm in the middle of talking. But what you're talking about the triple threat between Roman, Seth, and Punk?
Not yet. Well, yeah. Oh wait, who was? Oh no, I was just talking about Drew and Priest right there.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even started with Punk, Seth, and Roman. So if you want to start that, go by all means, go ahead.
Or I'll send this to you on Discord. You are going to probably laugh your ass off.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait, chat.
Yeah.
There
you go. There you go. I'll send that to you. You'll get a good laugh out of that.
Oh, let's see what we got.
So, I know there's some discourse when it comes to like how people feel the overall direction between Drew and Priest, but I really like how they built what they did on Friday when it came to what Priest said on the microphone about Drew complaining, going online, doing this and that. Because yeah.
Okay, dude, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, but it's like, but I really like how they're playing this story with Drew and Priest. We had like that roll up in there and stuff like that, because it's basically like one of those things where it's like you talk so much shit, you're gonna get your lick back eventually from that person you keep trying to mess around with, fuck over, push him around, stuff like that. And the way I look at it is like we discussed before, there's already a story there. You got everything that happened at Mania last year between the both of them. Drew never really getting the edge on Priest at all, taking away his moment there at WrestleMania, having that match at Clash of the Castle. Again, we were talking about like how Kevin Owens is telling the truth about everything that Cody Rhodes was doing, which was 100% factual. I don't think Priest was wrong about how Drew is portraying himself when it comes to the obsession with Punk, sitting like him, always having him on his mind, stuff like that, because of those very reasons. That's why Drew's in this corner to begin with, because of where he led himself down. And I feel like you just have some really good television and a really good match you can get out of the both of them. And this could be a way where Drew could finally get his revenge on Drew for like all that stuff that he was doing to prevent him for really gaining success again, because now you got him in another roadblock of really getting to that title again. You could have took the easy ticket to go there in this match if you won the chamber, but I really like how they're structuring things here. Like I'm not against it, because a lot of people are saying Drew deserves better. What about Priest? Priest has been doing some of his best work. He deserves something good. I know people were saying, "Oh, he could do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal." No, I don't want to see Priest in that.
He's already done that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Has he already done that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did actually. Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, we will answer that question if you are still here towards the end.
Yes, we will.
About what words said. What I want to know is how. Oh, actually, I'll answer it now.
Oh yeah.
How can they turn Cena heel on his? What I want to know is how can they turn Cena heel on his farewell tour? The way I look at it personally, just to answer your question real quick, do something different, go out with a bang, the unexpected, pretty much like stuff along those lines, because none of us really saw it coming. It's like I said before when we talked about it, could have been a whole bunch of dream matches and stuff like that, getting 17. But the fact that they're doing something unexpected to really break the internet, I felt like it was a pretty smart decision on their end. But yeah. I really liked how that moment played out between the both of them. I actually like how Seth kept his word, because if you really think about it, though, Seth was really in there just to prevent Punk from going to WrestleMania. And you also got to think about like how Seth has been ever since him and Punk started this program. He's never really gotten a win over Punk. Like, Punk beat him in their match at the Raw premiere. Punk was the one that pinned him after Cena hit the AA on him after they did that finisher combo and took him out. So in a way, he was able to get that little bit revenge on Punk to, crush his dreams, which is something that he's like trying to do so hard. And I liked how there was another story played here, because it's like we talked about before, there's a lot of different stories that play out here. Like we discussed the whole Drew and Priest situation, what's going on between Punk and Seth. I can't really say much about Logan. I really do not know what's going on with that. But it's like there's just multiple different things that we're seeing. And then, of course, what we saw with John and Cody earlier. So it's like I just love like how everything was here was destructive. It felt like Elimination Chamber match, which is the kind of vibe that I'm happy we're getting when it comes to that feel of these matches again, because they didn't really feel like them over the years. Hell in a Cell feels like Hell in a Cell again. Elimination Chamber feels like Elimination Chamber again. That's good.
Oh my god, yes. Like this legitimately felt like a good stop before WrestleMania to like really set up what we're about to do. And even with like the setting of the chamber, like just that horrible structure to like get exactly what you want, that Mania moment, that Mania title shot and all that. Like this is the match that you need to have to make that happen, to make that dream come true. It's like, yeah, you have the Royal Rumble, 30 men and all that. That's fun and all that. That's one obstacle. The other obstacle being and like that's the other thing too with like having such a stacked Elimination Chamber match. Like this is how the Elimination Chamber should be. It should be these top stars vying for that spot, because like each man is a main eventer. I mean, yeah, again, say what you want about Logan Paul, but it's just like, I mean, he's really in there for name value, if we're going to be honest here, but it's like, even then, it's just like, I mean, he has main evented a pay-per-view or two before. I mean, he had a main event with Roman Reigns, like, not too long ago for a Saudi show, so it's like, you have these guys that are on the top of the card vying for that spot, and like, that's what you want in your Elimination Chamber match, in like such a like a setup way for that number one contendership. And I mean, even the same with the women's match. Like you look at the women's match too, like only one of them wasn't a former world champion. Like granted, say what you want with like the whole NXT Women's Championship, but I mean, mainly on the main roster aspect of things there, like each one of those women were at the top of the card. They could have main evented. Hell, at least one of them did main event of WrestleMania, or at least a night one of WrestleMania. Like there's such good star power, and this is how you make your matches mean something, by having those that will elevate the match or the title or the shot or the stakes those that will elevate it to make it just seem much more important. And man, this match really lived up to that kind of mindset.
Yeah. Did very well.
Oh, man.
Very happy getting that feeling again with these matches.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But I mean, do we have anything else we want to say about the men's version? Because I mean, I part of me wants to kind of sit on it more and just kind of maybe even rewatch it, because like there might be a few more hints here and there about like what we're about to get and everything. Because yeah, this was a good building block for WrestleMania and where we might be going everywhere.
Well, my apologies.
Go ahead.
I just want to. Sorry, I was in the zone. I was posting our reaction towards with Cena turning heel. So I was posting that on IG, TikTok, and Twitter and everything. So I got a bit distracted. But I was hearing everything you guys were saying. The one thing I would say, I like how you guys brought up the importance of Elimination Chamber feeling more as it should be in the recent years. Some matches felt like it was feeling like 4 or 3 out of the 6 competitors were actually feeling valuable or were feeling worth it. But then the other competitors feeling like they was just thrown in. This 6-man was really built very well, and now are representing their own matches for this WrestleMania. We have Drew and Damian possibly. We have Logan with who knows who. We have maybe something with Seth and another match with CM Punk at WrestleMania, or maybe something being planned. But we had everyone serve a purpose. The one thing, like, we gave us a few things that we wanted more. Like, hey, Drew, you could have crashed out a bit more, but we've seen him crash out before. We've seen him crash out with CM Punk and a few others in the recent past year. So this little small thing with Damian was just the ice in the cake. We have 6 weeks more to build up on other matches that we already seen right here in the 6-man Elimination Chamber to build up. And John Cena right now turning heel is like more questions to be asked. Like this Monday is gonna be another crazy sidecast that I'm excited for to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I am looking forward to this sidecast. It's gonna be great.
And what a great year for us so far. I mean, coming full circle, starting the birth of Weebs of the Ring too, and being on this journey with WrestleMania 41.
Yeah. Like, again, this is what I've been wanting for WrestleMania 41. Like, how are you going to top WrestleMania 40 build? How are you going to do that? Well, you started by turning John Cena heel again, but yeah, we've got other stuff to talk about from this show as well. So let's kind of transition. We had mentioned it. So yeah, Elimination Chamber, women's Elimination Chamber match. We had Bianca taking on Liv versus Naomi versus Alexa versus Bayley versus Roxanne Perez. Now, the thing with this match is, even at the start, it was crazy because guess who returned? Good old Jade Cargill. And the beginning of this match was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had Liv in the middle of the ring, like almost in tears, crying and all that, and it's just like, oh wait, what was it? Like even me on the sidecast, I was just like, oh wait, was it actually Liv? Like I thought we were gonna get swerved again, bro. Being like, oh, maybe it actually was Liv, and she was kind of keeping it under wraps, which again is a little weird for Liv, but hey, you know what? Fine if we're gonna go that direction. But like then the swerve happened again, where Jade just destroys Naomi, like absolutely decimates her right in front of Bianca, who is locked in a chamber pod, and Naomi gets taken out of the match without even having to get a pinfall or submission on her. Like she's just taken out by Jade Cargill, who's getting revenge. And like a lot of people are saying that they were still in on it, because like there's a moment as Jade's coming out where Naomi looks back at Bianca like, oh shit. And it's like, these two were in on it. Like, that was kind of our sign right there that they were in on it together. But, what do we think about Jade coming back in this manner and, like, taking out Naomi in this kind of form?
If I may go first on this, it was the most funniest thing because everyone during the beginning of this match was having technical difficulties.
Myself,
by the way, Watkins and Bonnie, we were all having mic issues, camera issues. Wonka's tablet was crashing out. The visuals are just crashing. So we were watching, pay attention to this happening, but also react at the same time and not capture all this happening. So when we reacted again during the recap, it was insane. Just seeing this and a great drop. Jade looked phenomenal. Her gear looked amazing in all black as well. When the song came on, we were excited. We said, "Oh, we expected this to happen," but to happen in the beginning of the match, not in the middle or end, is what we predicted. What happened if one of them gets pinned? Jay will start coming during this match, but no, she came in the beginning and she said, "Nah, before you start the match, girl, I'm gonna knock you out and take you out." She swung that gate against her head, aka her hand or shoulder. That's how I get hit. But hey, for kayfabe story wise, the head got hit. It was very well portrayed, showing that she crashed out. But I like how in the Twitter timeline, people posted that Naomi look back when J Music hit towards Bianca, like, was that hinting that they were both involved? And I love how the timeline, like, wait, how could Bianca be involved when she was having a US title qualifier match? Guys, she could still be involved in a mastermind way. She doesn't have to be there in person. And also, the camera was showing that she already was thrown down. The match wasn't started. When the match started, it was only when Jade got found out that she was in the car. Bianca could have still been there, thrown her down, gone to a ring, and the cameras could have not shown yet. So things could have still worked out. It's all about the believable aspect and the work of camera and editing at the end of the day.
Well, see, this is something I actually mentioned a few months ago with all this, because it's like, oh, well, why would Jade do it and, basically throw herself out of that US title opportunity and all that? Well, the thing is, like, they could have done it, like you said, before the match. And because the cameras started showing it, and because it was kind of caught during the match, Bianca kind of had to save face. Like, she was trying to, she had to, basically call upon her alibi, be like, "Oh, well, I didn't do it," and basically had to throw herself out of the match because of that. And she could use that again for fuel against Jay, because it's just like, yeah, I took you out, and then because of that, I didn't get my US title shot, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's like that, because that's the thing with it, because her and Naomi could have done it that way, and then it's like, okay, well, you threw yourself out of the match, you kind of got your comeuppance there, but that karma is still coming after you, and that karma is named Jade Cargill.
Man,
to me, yeah, go ahead, drop.
No, I loved. First off, I want to say that Jade looks great. She looks incredible when she came out. I like that. I like this new look that she has going on. She looks great. Always in the best of shape. She's been at the Performance Center putting in her work. Glad to see her back. Definitely did miss seeing her on television. Always love listening to that. Oh, her theme song. It's a banger. Rare Def Rebel W. I'll give you a little shout out right there. But that I like how that's like the ongoing narrative now when it comes to the whole attack, because a lot of people thought it was Naomi, but it just seems weird to me. It's like, why would you just look back at Bianca? It's not like she looked back when she was really close to her. As soon as that music hit, she looked at her immediately. She's like, holy shit, what's going on here? And for all we know, this could be just a plan that Bianca orchestrated herself, and there's multiple layers to this outside of Naomi. For all we know, maybe Last Legend and her girl could possibly be a part of this too. We don't know that. I'm just saying that there could be other people a part of this, but just looking at the both of them, Bianca could be behind this. Maybe you could have Naomi be the decoy, and then you find out who the real ruler is, because we've seen this being played out in television, movies, etc., so on, where it's like you got that little decoy, but then you find out who the real boss is. It's like that's the bait. Jade took the bait. We know Naomi's a part of this now, but I just say they don't throw things in there. It's like when we see people backstage stalking people, or seeing American Made talking to what was it? The Creed brothers talking to Gable all those weeks, and then finally seeing it come together when they form a team. He's not just looking at it. not just looking at it just for the hell of it. I definitely feel like she's a part of it, and we could very well see something like this being played out on SmackDown and leading up to Mania. Because I would actually like that, because not only do we have a program going on Bianca and Rhea now, or possibly Io, but it's like now we have an ongoing. Now we have another thread where now she's continuing this Jade storyline. So I like how everything's intertwined now. Because it's almost it's almost in a way where it's like, if you think about it, we talked about how Bianca's been out of singles action for quite some time. It could be one of those things where it's like, I'm going to use Naomi as the bait, and this could just be I'm going to come out and say, I feel like this could just easily be a thing where Bianca's all in it for herself, having Naomi weigh her down, having Jade weigh her down, using Naomi as the bait to really get at Jade, and then finding out where she is later on, just so she can be back in the position that she knows she deserves to be in, instead of being around, two people just holding her back. I could easily see it being one of those things that's revealed later down the line. That was just a great way to like showcase the opening of that match, to have that crazy angle. Even when it comes to like Liv's acting in there, I thought that was really good. I want to give a shout out to her, because she did great work in this match itself, and still continuing that year that she had last year. Like, she's doing some really great stuff this year. I definitely feel like we're in for a program between her and Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania for sure.
Yeah.
Alexa and Nikki against Liv and Raquel. I definitely feel like that's in the cards at Mania for sure. Because I still
see that possibility.
Yeah, because I feel
I had mentioned that during the sidecast, because it's like, because Alexa has yet to kind of connect with the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just an easy kind of like, summoning, if you will, for Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me all of that. And plus, like, they could play upon some really good history too with that as well.
Oh yeah, Liv even eliminated her too, so that's gonna get under her skin as well.
Oh yeah.
And I also want to give a shout out to Roxanne, first time being in here doing her thing. It's a very special moment for her, because this is only the beginning for her career on the main roster. So I wish her nothing but the best. I can't say Bex, I don't even know if she's coming back yet. I wish her nothing but the best. Bayley getting eliminated by Liv, I was a little surprised by that, only because I thought there was going to be something intertwined between Bayley and Roxanne, either Bayley eliminating her or Roxanne eliminating her, but that didn't happen. And then we had Liv being eliminated by Bianca, and then Bianca is going to WrestleMania, potentially fighting either just Rhea Ripley herself or getting Io involved, which I feel like if I were to choose a triple threat, guys, and you know how I've been with these multi-man rumors going around, if I were to choose one triple threat, I would do it with these three ladies. Just have all three of them in the ring together, I feel like would be a really good moment. Also, giving Io something to do around the Mania season, because if you think about it realistically, if we're planning Liv and Raquel versus Alexa and Nikki Cross, that eliminates Io going after like a tag team title match. And then
Yep, it does.
And there's not really any sort of tease of her going after Lyra, because now Lyra has stuff going on with Ivy Nile now, and it doesn't really seem like it would kind of feel counterproductive if she just inserted that when it's Dakota that really has beef with Ivy Nile now, and the whole situation going on between the both of them. It would just feel weird just to throw Io in there. So that eliminates that. And it almost feels like you gotta give Io this triple threat at WrestleMania, because one thing that I remember Bianca said is she's gonna have close eyes on this match when it comes down between Rio and Io this Monday. And she said that towards the build up to Elimination Chamber, that she's gonna have two eyes if she comes out as the victor. We know she's the victor now.
Yep.
But she's gonna have close eyes here. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Is that gonna? Because I could easily see that be a main event. You don't just have it end off where it's like, The both of them standing together. Maybe that's something more. Never know.
Yeah, it could be more. I mean, it could be something, again, setting up for Bianca to maybe try to interfere or something. I mean, because again, like Jade's on the hunt right now. What if Bianca's just sitting there watching?
Yeah.
Jade comes in, and like Bianca's trying to escape, and it causes a DQ.
Yeah. Yeah, that could very well happen too.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that sucks for like a main event to end in a DQ like that, but I mean, we're in that storytelling phase right now.
Yeah.
We're in that part with WrestleMania, which is like, okay, we're having a title match before WrestleMania like this. You can kind of get away with like a DQ finish like that, or like a screwy, dusty finish or whatever.
Oh yeah,
because of these reasons. Because again, we're setting up for something even greater, even bigger down the line.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, again, with the match itself, I mean, it was really good too. I mean, first of all, freaking what's her face, Roxanne showed out. Like she did.
She was great. The Prodigy was amazing. I'm happy for it. Don't lie. I believe there's a small chance you and me, Watkins, or I believe Vanya as well. We said this could be a small chance that she could win and go against Rhea.
Would you say?
Yeah, like, and I'm sure. I think I saw some tweets too here and there, just like, oh yeah, I could see her winning. Which I mean, that would have been cool and all that, but like, she's got to cook on the main roster a little bit more. She's got to finish the stuff off with Bayley, which I mean, even the setup with all that going forward was really good.
Oh yeah,
Liv Morgan, girl, I hope you're fine because you took some damage tonight. That whip from Bianca's hair
you saw it on her
had
stomach,
us
right?
cringing.
It was on her stomach, right?
It was like on her stomach side and all that. But even then, it's just like she had like some bruises and scratches like on her back and everything. Her leg was kind of busted open too. Like Liv took some damage. Like say what you want about Liv and her. Well, yeah, because like again, it's one of those complaints that people have about Liv. Oh, she's not a good worker. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Legitimately, shut up. After tonight, like if you keep saying that Liv's not a good worker, you're not paying attention at all. You're on autopilot, just being going into the echo chamber trying to be a hater. No, Liv put in some work tonight. She took some damage from a lot of people, from a lot of things. And I mean, because she started the night off. She started the freaking chamber match and all that. And yeah, she put in some work tonight. She eliminated a few people. Like, and a smart thing too, when she eliminated Alexa and used Bianca's braid to kind of hold it into place. Like that was so good. Like it's just moments like that just really gets you enticed in a match like that. And then like Bayley had this one good sequence. I forgot with who, because like everything's just kind of melded into my mind. It was probably with Roxanne, but like there was even the part 2 with her and Bianca kind of running it back, and Bianca kind of getting mad that Bayley was kind of breaking the rules a little bit, quote unquote. But even Michael Cole in commentary after that said, hey, there's no rules in the Elimination Chamber match. Anything goes. Like, you guys are lucky you can't get weapons out and all that. But man, it was another good match, because again, you have these top stars in here putting on just an instant classic here. And yeah, you made some good people through all of this, and especially Roxanne. Like again, I props to Roxanne. They are strapping a rocket to her right now. Like she's not winning titles or anything, but like they're still like they're putting her in there with some top talent, and she's standing out with them.
Yeah, Drake was able to witness all this legendary stuff tonight, huh?
Oh, for now, you know.
Oh my god, that was funny. I kept seeing the tweet about that. Look, I'm really proud of Roxanne Perez, the prodigy. She did amazing. I believe the sequence that Walkers was talking about is that there's a few times that Roxanne, she kind of ricochet herself from other people on top of their back and try to do her finisher what's her finisher call again?
Oh, Pop Rocks.
Yeah, Pop Rocks. So she tried to do Pop Rocks a couple of times and girl couldn't get to it. Every time a wrestler went to the rope, it was such an easy setup for Oblivion from Liv Morgan. I believe the last person that was there, I believe Bianca was there, and she kept going to the rope, and me and Walker just kept screaming, "Stop getting to the rope! Stop getting to the rope! You're about to set up Oblivion! Stop! Get off!" And Bianca, she tricked her, and she got the KOD right at the perfect timing as well. So it just seems so good in the execution when it comes to that. I do want to say also, I'm really curious to see where the next story goes because Bianca doesn't have to show the SmackDown since Bianca won the Chamber. She's going to show up on Raw. Curious to see if Jade is also going to show up to continue the mess or have a promo night, or are we going to wait for SmackDown? So she also has a shirt and merch ready out, so we know that she's going to be promoting herself into the roster again. So curious to see how's that going to go. Alexa Bliss. She did such a fantastic job.
Oh yeah.
But before I continue on, I know you guys have some comments about what I said.
Oh no, all I was really gonna say is I feel like if I was Jade, I would just continue the warpath I'm on and just head to Raw, and then continuing to head to SmackDown. Just keep following wherever they go. Really.
I agree. I would love to see where it goes for them. For Alexa Bliss, I agree with you guys that with Liv Morgan and Raquel being a tag team right now, 2-time, or I think a 3-time. I think it's a 3-time, right? It's a 3-time tag team champions.
It's something time.
Yeah, I believe it's a 3 or 2-time. Whichever it is, Liv Morgan will tell us again on Monday that hey, I didn't win the Chamber, but don't forget, guys, I'm a 3-time tag team champion. So with that being the case, I know that Alexa Bliss, we might get what you guys said with having Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the WrestleMania, and I'm okay with that. I haven't seen Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross tag team before, so I'm curious to see is that how we're gonna get them return for the White Six to kind of do some stuff with the Judgment Day, because I remember they had something planned earlier this year or late last year planned for them. So I'm curious to see if that's still on the table and are we gonna see that happening for WrestleMania. So I'm curious to see how those next couple weeks go. But other than that, with Bayley and Roxanne, they cooked very well. They had a good balance, but I know they might also plan something for WrestleMania or with Bayley and with Lyra. So I know those things are also cooking on the side.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
man, but
I was gonna say I love how they ended the match with Rhea and Bianca and Io in the middle. I love how Io came out saying like, "Don't y'all forget about me." They kept saying that it's gonna be Bianca versus Io or Rhea because of this Monday, and we know how like the triple threat is a possibility, but I'm still depending on the execution. Like I'm just waiting for Monday sidecast to see Watkins crash out, or are we gonna see a good execution?
I'm hoping.
You keep saying crash out. Like what am I gonna crash out with Io losing? The only crash out we might get is if my technology wants to continue being a bitch.
I mean, the only crash out you could really say is her not really have anything to do, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
to really put out there because that's like it's not like just a random person on the roster. That's fucking Io Sky. So it's I feel like they know what they're doing. I mean, I definitely feel like they know what they're doing, especially with what we saw tonight. They definitely know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, and also again, I'm just gonna say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of the aisles, take anything you hear from the dirt sheets with a grain of salt. And not even just a grain of salt. Take it with a truckload of salt.
Yeah.
All right? Because, hell, even the dirt sheets even said, oh, they're feeding false information to us. Yeah, no shit they are during WrestleMania season. They're not going to be letting anything get out. If it was Backlash, fine, whatever. Yeah, we care about Backlash, but not like that. Not like WrestleMania. Like, they're going to be keeping that shit under lockdown. I mean, even Triple H tonight apparently said, oh yeah, the WrestleMania main event is not fully set in stone now. So, like, yeah, there could still be some twists and turns.
Yeah.
There could be other things going on. that we don't even know about because nobody truly knows except for the people that are actually involved.
Yep, that's
and
it.
even then, half of them probably don't know until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
At least for who's going over, but that's besides the point. But if we're done talking about the women's Elimination Chamber match, we can move on to our next segment here, which is funny because Vash, you were confused about what time it was, but obviously we gotta just kind of talk briefly about one tag team match because it was Trishy time as Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus took on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in tag team action. Not gonna lie, guys, I don't have a lot to say about this match. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, but just compared to everything else on the card, this was just a feel-good moment for Trish. To get, that hometown pop, to get another match in and all that, to give Tiffany a big win over Nia Jax and all that. Yeah. But all four women I thought did really well, performed to the top of their ability, but I don't have much to say beyond that. It was a good match, and the right team went over in the end.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. It was a feel-good moment for Trish because we even discussed that, they're in Trish's hometown, so they obviously had something planned for her, and what way to do it with her teaming with the current women's champion, Trish, against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, because that's the current thorn that Tiffany is currently dealing with as of this moment. And that's honestly all I looked at it is. Especially it's also one of those things you got to look at as well, where when you have a crazy match to start off with, like we did with Women's Chamber, you kind of have to have a match like this to really cool things off a bit before you take off from the Unsanctioned match with Sami and KO, and then also the Men's Chamber match and the way that the show ended later that night. So this was just, a fun match for the both of them at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I have to agree with the guys. Yeah. I have to agree with the guys. I don't got much to say because compared right now, I'm gonna give you some data. We have a women's match of the Elimination Chamber, 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes. We have the last match that we're gonna discuss, the unsanctioned match that was 30 minutes almost, 27 minutes and 35. And then we have the men's title match, the men's chambers match, and that was 32 minutes. We have 3 matches that was a good 30 minutes, almost long segments of a match. And then we had the tag team match that was 11 minutes. As much as I love to say that the match was good, Tiffany got one over Nia. Trish was in her hometown for Canada, Toronto, representing. They had a good merch yoga thing that they're doing on the side with Tiffany and Trish Stratus. They have the name TS. They have Trishy time or Tiffy time and Trishy time. They have the combo. They have the stuff going. Candice LeRae actually did very good. Congrats to her, getting a spotlight on a PLE. She is the speed champion, but she's not getting much because she cannot put the speed champion on during TV. It's only like a social media champion is what I call it. And Nia Jax is continuing to being good on the PLE and working with other wrestlers, and I feel like she's doing good. It's just very funny that also Trish has history with Nia Jax and her thing, and me realizing once again that she's 49 years old and doing what she's doing at this and not in any bad way. So for it to be 11-minute match is what it is. It was good. It was good marketing. Toronto, Canada, and for what it was, any more banned like you've been before the past couple weeks for SmackDown, like against Charlotte Flair, because I don't want you to lose against Charlotte. I want you to get one over Charlotte, because Charlotte, it's okay. You don't need your 16 or your 17 yet. We got some time for you, girl. So for me, this match was good. Not bad, not great, not horrible, not 0 out of 5. It was honestly a good average match that showed two people from present to of past, a legend that Trish Stratus is, and it gave us a good match. And they have some good matching alpha gear that remind me of Lola Bunny. That's all I got left.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, they both look good, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But Moose, what we got here? So Logan Paul do an angle with Logan desperately wanting a match at Mania, like Seth at 2022. I'm gonna let you keep cooking that in the chat while we move on to our
Yes,
our final segment here. Oh,
exactly.
out comes Aleister Black. Okay, you know what?
Ooh,
Yeah, fine.
Logan Paul
That
and
way you can
Aleister
just
Black.
kick him in the face.
That actually went bad, but we will touch any last minute questions. We'll cover that right
Yeah.
after we talk about an unsanctioned match. That was a 27-minute, 35-minute match that it didn't feel that long. I could have gone another 10 minutes, honestly.
This was everything it needed to be.
Yeah.
From the brutalization, from the just everything about it, from the storytelling, from like facial expressions from Kevin and Sami to like them, like even the producers coming out like, dude, this is a non-sanctioned match. You guys shouldn't be out here. You shouldn't have to be out here, but you are out here trying to stop it. It's just like it's that brutal enough that they're gonna try to stop an unsanctioned match, like. And it was rightfully so. We got a barbed wire steel chair.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
that's
don't remember
insane.
the last time we got a barbed wire anything in WWE. Like, Drop, do you remember any instance?
No, I haven't seen that shit as much as when actually I think there's some I think there
The last time I saw a barbed wire attachment
remember.
to an item, it was a bat, right?
I remember. This
Mhm.
so Tiffany Stratton and Bayley, I'm not Bayley, Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch had an Extreme Rules match at NXT No Mercy 2 years ago, and Becky did use a barbed wire bat there. That was like 2 years since we've seen that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's at least been in recent memory. Which cool. But even still, though, it's just like even the spots with that steel chair with like Kevin going head first. The couple spots they did with the other chair, like freaking Sami hitting Kevin onto it, and then Kevin doing the same to Sami, and Kevin proving yet again you can't superplex this man. Why are people still trying to do this when you just can't superplex Kevin Owens? It leads to bad things like going through 2 tables and then going through a 3rd table from like a fisherman spinning suplex thing or whatever. Like, this match cooked. It was everything it needed to be. It went into the crowd with a bunch of Dominic Mysterios getting thrown onto Kevin Owens. And if you don't get that reference, listen to Pat McAfee on the commentary team because that was a good call. Man, it was just really good. We even got callbacks too for like Kevin powerbombing Sami onto the apron multiple times,
Yeah.
and like Pillmanizing the neck, throwing him into the court. Oh my gosh, this match was everything it needed to be. I was blown away. This was awesome.
If you want to, this is one of the things where I could say, if you want to show a clip of why you love wrestling, you throw this match right there. Like this right here gives you everything that you need to know about why professional wrestling is so great because of moments like this. Like I was completely lost for words when I was watching this match. Like I was fully absorbed in it. I wasn't talking at all. I barely even ate my dinner. I think I ate it after I was done watching this match. I was just like so absorbed, and I was watching everything that was taking place here. I just love the whole atmosphere, how the lights were dimmed, which is common for an unsanctioned match. And I just like how these two just did whatever the fuck they wanted. A lot of close calls when it came to those like really close counts between the both of them. Seeing Kevin Owens do his shit. I really loved how the match ended too, with like the iconic apron powerbomb spot, which is like intertwined with their story. And that goes all the way back to when Kevin Owens made his debut in WWE all those years ago, when he attacked Sami Zayn, and they played that angle out to really kick things off. Like that's tying back to like what 10 plus years now. All those years ago.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, because that was like 2015 time, because that's when Kevin took the NXT title from. No, he took it from Sami, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Because
yeah.
So it's like
because 20. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like tying story all the way back to that. I also loved how the way they were using the chair. Like when Sami was doing that one spot in the ring where he opened up the chair. I kid you not, when KO was coming there to like crawl towards him, before he hit that spot on the chair, I literally thought he was gonna rub his face on the fucking barbed wire. Part of me was thinking he was gonna do that. He was gonna catch him off guard and do something like chaotic like that. Because I was waiting for
that
it.
Would have been gross, and I would have approved of it.
Yeah, like I was like, I had that feeling like they're gonna do a lot of crazy shit with this, and they did, and it was just the perfect thing to do. Like this was pretty much their WrestleMania in terms of being in their hometown, giving their crowd a show, and this was one of the very matches that a lot of people were super excited for. It's definitely a match of the year candidate, like we spoke about when we were talking about the build up to it and when we gave our predictions and everything. This is probably I would say this is definitely, we're in March now, like probably match of the year for WWE so far in terms of length, in terms of story between both of these guys. It was, I was just lost for words. Like it was literally perfection. It was peak. Like there's not much you could really say about this. Like this was perfect. And then the fact where you had that spot where Randy came back towards the end. Holy fucking shit. Like, the crowd went wild.
The crowd went wild. Kevin's reaction to it, because like he's in the ring. He's kind of in tears too, because it's like, because he knows what's about to come. He knows he doesn't have the strength or stamina to combat a fresh Randy Orton. Yeah, he knows that, but he's standing his ground. He is going to do his best, but like unfortunately, he gets hit with that RKO, and Randy he sets up for that punk kick. He went to that place against a place that he hasn't gone to since God knows what. I feel like I've said this a lot on this episode. When's the last time he even hit a punk kick? Oh wait, no, I remember. It was like 2020 when he was trying to do that Legend Killer thing again, and like he had done that to like Christian and all of them before they ended up leaving the company. Like, so it's been about 5 years since he's done that.
Yep, and
at least
there's good storytelling there too. The fact that he was teasing it, he didn't hit it yet. I like how that's in the works because we were talking about it. We're like, well, you know, you got this whole thing of KO and the pile driver. You got to eventually tie that story with Randy and the punk kick because that's just an iconic part of Randy Orton over the years. Like, you remember back in the days when he was using that, when he got in that feud with Triple H, he was hitting everybody that Triple H was close to with that punk kick. Like, I think he did it to like Stephanie, did it to Vince, he did it to other people as well. Like, it was just a powerful moment right there where you're just teasing that spot. You know what's coming. You'll probably get it at WrestleMania to really end off that feud and build to the next chapter for Randy Orton. And I also love the crash out with Randy too. The fact that all the guys are coming in there. He was hitting them RKOs left and right. And fuck, man, a great name to have back on television. Randy Orton, he was missed.
Oh my god!
Glad he's back. Just like how I said earlier, glad Jade's back. She's in television again. Glad Randy's back now to continue this feud with Kevin Owens, which I expect to be taken into levels that I can't even begin to imagine once you got those two in the ring. Like, you got to add a strip to that match. No normal single matches. Triple H, please add some sort of stipulation. Fuck it, make this nice. Fuck it, do a sequel, give us another unsanctioned match at WrestleMania. I'm not fucking complaining one bit. Let these two guys tear each other apart. Like, SmackDown just got
make
like,
it
so
I
much.
mean, at least make it last man standing, you know?
last man standing. Something needs to have
like
some sort of
something.
I can't see
but
it
like
being
I think
match.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, I said this too, like on the sidecast. If it is a normal match, they could at least do something more to make it at least more physical and more of a fight rather than just a normal wrestling match with like rest holds and all that stuff. But like one part I do want to mention with like the whole Randy Orton coming out, I like with so we had the group of just producers and all them stopping Orton from hitting the punt kick. But I'm glad we also had Kevin Owens rolling out of the ring. Because having both of those things, I think it made that a little better. Because it's not just the producers holding Randy Orton back. It's Kevin also knowing, I need to get out of this ring now. You know? So it's, and like, I'm just glad we didn't get one without the other. I'm glad we had both of them. I think it like led to some good moments too, because again, it had the Randy Orton crash out too afterwards. Like it just added a little bit more to what we're going to be getting at WrestleMania. And I mean, again, like Drop said it perfectly. It's just like no notes on the actual match between Sami and Kevin Owens. I mean, this is just one of those ones. It's just go watch it. Literally go watch it. Take some time. Take about half an hour out of your day. Hell, take like 35 minutes because there was a good video package even before then going through their history before the match. Like, spend that time to give this the time that it truly deserves because it was really, really good.
Yeah.
But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and fun children of the aisles, that was Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, I cannot see any comments because my iPad has died and my charger is just on the floor, and I don't feel like picking it up because it pissed me off today. So you could just stay dead until the morning.
Well, chat. Please do. If you guys have it, go check out the Twitch VOD. I believe the Twitch VOD is gonna stay there. I don't think we are gonna have any issues on that end, because it will live there, even with what's going on with the new holding VOD stuff on Twitch and everything, because we have a good amount of content, and it was fun. It was fun. Oh wow, we have already 45 views on that VOD already. Cool. All right, cool. The VOD already has. The only thing I will say about this match before we transition out, the Unsanctioned match, I love it. KO, Sami really got us in the motions. They definitely knew how to play. The double table was hilarious because of Watkins kept talking about the 2K type of reference during this match. He was talking about the hockey stick and everything as well. It reminded me about the 2K stuff that, like, hey guys, the 2K game is coming up. Let's use a lot of things that's in the game inside this unsanctioned match. Even having the referee
to throw it.
Even having the referee in a black shirt to make it that it's not unsanctioned. And I agree with Watkins. Why the fuck does all these producers come out so early when they're saying like, hey, there's unsanctioned match, but the producer keeps stopping KO from not hurting Sami? Like, this is contradicting what you guys are doing. So it's a bit confusing here of what's going on. So
but that's just nitpicky at best. That's
exactly
nitpicky at best. But yeah,
at best it's
or
nitpicky.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worse in that aspect. I love my favorite thing is that everyone on this PLE had a crash out. The people on the show, Watkins had a crash out. We had a crash out for John Cena and everything. Even Randy had a crash out. He said, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let me punt kick. Oh yeah, not gonna let me fire KO right now and grab this bitch. Nah. You know what? I'm gonna do RKO on you. I'm gonna do RKO on you. I'm gonna clothesline you. I'm gonna do all these things, and I just love it. It was pretty entertaining just to see that crash out from Randy. Other than that, like, this PLE has been fantastic. It was truly unexpected in the best way possible. Royal Rumble, we had Jey Uso, and this time we had John Cena and him turning heel. Everything has been a beautiful setup. Everything leading up to it. Now we have fucking 6 weeks to build up to April 19th and 20th for what is going to be another great WrestleMania. And it's going to be WrestleMania 41. And it's going to be insane. How are we going to improve 42, 43, 44? Like, each one improving year after year. Like, how are we going to stop and stack Because I can't imagine Triple H having a headache. Like, how are we gonna top every single one each year now, and how we're gonna make it more into a cinematic? It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, this was an awesome show. It was great.
It was great.
And also, fuck technology. Just fuck technology all around, all across the board. Because like Vash said, we had some issues at the beginning of our sidecast and all that from all ends, and it's just at the end it just decided, oh, by the way, you want to watch Cody Rhodes get beat down? No, you don't get that stuff. You don't get that goodness walking. No, iPad, you're gonna pay for that when I wake up.
There's your WrestleMania
but
match.
Other
right
than
there.
that, yeah, there's our WrestleMania match. Me versus my iPad. No, more like me versus Discord, because apparently Discord was acting up for people too. Like Vonnie, Vonnie had some issues with Discord, like going into it and all that. Like it wasn't picking up his mics and all that stuff. But whatever. That's besides the point. Hey, everybody, that was Elimination Chamber. Probably one of the best pay-per-views in Triple H's regime. I think like the first one was that SummerSlam 2022. Yeah, because that's when the whole Vince was happening. So yeah, because that was really good. That was high praised by a lot of people. And even since WrestleMania 40 too, like this was really really good show. But yeah, that was our show, our Weebs of the Ring podcast, if you will. Be sure to check out all of our socials, which is down there on the yellow part. We have at Weebs of the Ring, we have at Watkins MW, we have at Drop This Box, at Legend Vash, all that stuff. And there's also little fun hashtag known as Weebs of the Ring, where you could use that to kind of interact with us on the social medias. We can check to see what you guys are doing. You can check to see what we're doing. We can have fun, interact, and hey, you can also give us some feedback for our show, so that way we can level up our game as well, and hopefully the technologies can work in our favor because of that. So any other final thoughts before we head out? Were there any other questions we needed to answer from the chat? Because again, I can't see it because my iPad is dead.
Yeah. Moose.
Anybody out there had final things?
Oh yeah, Moose.
I will say, Travis Scott, you slapping the shit out on Cody. That's like a backstab because you was dead as hanging out with him for bad blood. You guys were camping out
You got him.
for 6 months or 5 months, and then just seeing the clip that you dead as went on the back of that neck, and The Rock saying in the press conference that Travis Scott want to get personal. He wants to get blood in his hands. He wants to be involved. And I love how Watkins said it during the stream, during the sidecast. He said it, why does Travis Scott should look like a minion just behind The Rock, like one of the goons of the Power Rangers? And we said that so many references during the sidecast that we said fucking Seth freaking Rollins and his fucking damn suit is like a fucking Power Rangers with the purple and everything. Also I saw the picture online that people said it reminds them of the SpongeBob from the movie when he was up on top of the ceiling with the same purple outfit. So that's very funny and ironic in the aspect. What else do I got? Well, I think I was to say. If not, Job, got any last thoughts?
I pretty much already said everything. I do want to take some time to give love to our fans, because I know Moose had a question. I don't want to forget about him. Moose said in the chat earlier, I got an idea. So Logan Paul currently has no direction at Mania. Does an angle play out with Logan desperately wanting a match at Mania like Seth in 2022? I assume he's talking about when Seth went to Vince, trying to figure out exactly what he was doing. Could this possibly involve Aleister Black? Is what he's asking. Because I did see reports.
Yeah,
recently.
I think we touched on that really briefly. Because that could be cool. Because again, Aleister Black can just kick him in the face. Yeah, and I would love that, and I would pop hard for that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's definitely a possibility I could see. But like outside of that, like I said, I thought this was a great show. Definitely looking forward to Raw and the rest of the build up.
Yes,
because now I definitely get that mania feeling now.
Yep. Oh my God, we have finally hit the gas pedal on that road to WrestleMania. We're going 15 over the speed limit. We might be going 20 over it. We might be going 25.
Gas pedal with no brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
No
I can't
breaks
even
with
do
it
it right now anymore. I can't right now. Look, we're about to get 3 stars on GTA, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Again, just remember, everybody, we got heel John Cena before GTA 6 came out. We got heel John Cena before any other news for Kingdom Hearts 4 came out. We got John Cena turning heel before 2026 came out. We got John Cena before World War III happened. Like,
and we have Karrion Kross being
sink in.
right. We have Karrion Kross being right. That's also
Look, he's got to have some matches and winning and all that before we fully get on board with you. But that's besides the point. If that's about it from us and the chat, then I'm going to take this time right now to thank you. That's right, you out there, Bethany, for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, again, told you guys before, all those socials are right at the bottom. Add us there. Hashtag us with the Weebs of the Ring. Again, feedback's always appreciated as we are nothing without you people tuning in. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Animal We Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of the hard work that they put in every single day and every single week as we continue on this journey with this podcast. And just remember, people, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody, and welcome again to the road to WrestleMania.
Il Cena.
If I'm being honest, I think they actually did get harmed.
They might.